Okay, so we have we know that OSI model is just a reference or logical model. Okay, it was just designed to describe the function of the communication system by dividing the communication procedure into smaller and simpler components. uh, it was designed and developed by Department of Defense in 1960s. Okay, and is based on standard protocol. Okay, so what are the now we will study about TCPIP model. Okay, so we will study TCPIP model and find the difference between TCPIP model and OSI model. Normally this comes in the university exams, so it is important. So TCPIP model. So what is the TCPIP model? The full form of TCPIP is Transmission Control Protocol. So Transmission Control Protocol, and IP means for it is Internet Protocol. Okay, Internet Protocol. So TCP/IP means Transmission Control Protocol or Internet Protocol. Now, in case of OSI model, you have seen there are seven layers. Okay, so OSI model has 7 layers. But in case of TCP/IP model, we will see that it had only 4 layers. Okay, so what are the 4 layers? And we will study each of the every layer in short. So first layer, you can say it is a process. Well, it is some similar to like application layer of OSI model. It is application layer that of OSI model. Number 2, it is you can say it is host to host. Okay, host to host. It is similar like transport layer of OSI model. Number 3, it is internet layer, and it is also named as internet layer in TCP/IP model. So internet layer. And number 4, it is network access, or it is known as link layer. Okay, so these are the 4 layers in OSI model. It is one is process or application layer, host to host or transport layer, internet layer, and network access or link layer. Okay, so now let us study about each layer in very brief. Okay, so first is, let us study about this network access layer. Okay, so this one, 4th one. Okay, so first we study about network access layer. So what is the network access layer? So this layer corresponds to the combination of data link layer and physical layer of the OSI model. So network layer, it is basically combination of data link layer plus physical layer, okay, of the OSI model. So in OSI model, whatever the work done by data link layer and physical layer, same thing is done by network access layer in case of TCP/IP model. Okay, so what it basically do, it looks for hardware addressing and the protocol present in the layer. It allows for the physical transmission of data. Okay, so we can say that it looks for, you can say, for hardware addressing, and the protocol present in the layer, allows for the physical transmission of data, Okay, so this is the main work of network access layer for TCP/IP model. Okay, and next we will study about the internet layer, this one. So internet layer. Okay, so it is similar to network layer of OSI model. Okay, so it's similar to the network layer of OSI model. So it defines the protocols which are responsible for logical transmission of data over the entire network. Okay, the main protocols residing in this network is, so number one is IP. Okay, so number one is IP. So what is IP? Means internet protocol, and responsible for delivering packets from source host to the destination host by looking at the IP address in the packet header. Okay, and this IP has two versions. One is IPv4 and IPv6, as you all know. Okay, though IPv4 is popular, but IPv6 is growing as faster. Okay, so in short, we can say that IP is responsible for delivering packets from source host to destination host. This is the main word, from source host to destination host, by looking the IP address in the packet header. Okay, so this is the IP. And number two, another protocol is there, ICMP. Okay, so it is nothing but internet control message protocol. Internet control message protocol. Okay, so full form is internet control message protocol. Now what is it? Basically it encapsulates with IP datagrams and is responsible for providing hosts with information about the network problem. So we can write that it is encapsulated with in IP datagrams and is responsible for providing hosts with information about network problem. Okay, so ICMP full form is Internet Control Access Protocol. So it is encapsulated within IP datagrams and is responsible for providing hosts with information about network problem. So this is the second protocol, and the third protocol is ARP, Address Resolution Protocol. Okay, so it is Address Resolution Protocol. Okay, so what is its job? To find the hardware address, of a host from a known IP address. Okay, so what is ARP? It is Address Resolution Protocol, and what is its work? To find hardware address of a host from a known IP address. Okay, so from a known IP address, it just resolves the corresponding hardware address. So there are several types of basically ARP. So you can say that one is reverse ARP, that is RARP. Okay, so RARP is of one kind. Then proxy ARP is there. Another is inverse ARP. Okay, so this there are several kinds of ARP. Okay, next we will study about another layer, that is this one, that is host to host or transport layer. Okay, so host to host layer. So what is the host to host layer? It is basically equivalent to transport layer of OSI model. Transport layer of OSI model, both are same. It is responsible for end-to-end communication and error-free delivery of the data. Main work is responsible for end-to-end communication, and error-free delivery, Okay, and it has two main protocols. One is this, that is TCP, that is transmission control protocol, and another is number 2 is UDP. Okay, so transmission control TCP means it is known to provide the reliable and error-free communication between the end system, and it generally performs sequencing, segmentation of data. It has acknowledgement features and control the flow of data through the flow control mechanism. It is very effective protocol, but has a lot of overhead due to such features, because these features are there in TCP, so there should be some overhead also. But in case of UDP, it does not have too much of features that of TCP. It is not as reliable, but it is very cost effective. Okay, and it is connection oriented protocol. TCP is connection oriented protocol, but UDP is connectionless protocol. Okay, so normally question normally came there, what is the difference between TCP and UDP? So one difference is that TCP is connection oriented and UDP is connectionless protocol. Okay, and we will study it later, the difference between TCP and UDP. And finally we will study about the application layer or process. Okay, application layer. So what is the application layer? Basically it is the topmost 3 layers of OSI model. So nothing that is application, presentation and session. These 3, whatever the work done by application, presentation and session layer in OSI model, same thing is done by application layer for the TCPIP model. Okay, there are some protocols related to application layer, that is HTTP, HTTPS, FTP, TFTP, Telnet, SSH, SMTP, SNMP, and lots more, NTP, DNS, DHCP, NFS, X-Windows, LPD. Okay, so there are many protocols are there. Let us discuss one or two of them. This is a very common, HTTP and HTTPS. So HTTP stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol. It is used by World Wide Web to manage communication between web browser and server. HTTPS, this S. Okay, so HTTPS stands for HTTP. S means secure. Okay, it is a combination of HTTP with SSL. SSL means secure socket layer, and it is efficient in case where the browser need to fill up forms, sign in, authenticate, carry out bank transaction. In those cases HTTP is used. So you have to keep in mind that what are the where we will use HTTPS. So I repeat one time. So it is efficient in cases where the browser need to fill up the forms, so sign in, authenticate, any bank transaction, basically any monetary transaction, you have to use HTTPS. Okay, and second one is, you can say, SSH. Okay, so SSH stands for secure shell, and it is a terminal emulation software similar to Telnet. And number 3, it is NTP, that is a network time protocol. Okay, so there are many protocols are there as I am discussed. Now what is NTP? It is network time protocol and used to synchronize the clocks on our computer to one standard time source, and it is very useful in bank transaction. Okay, so we have studied in these three protocols, but apart from three, I have also told you there are many protocols for application layer, such as FTP, that is file transfer protocol, TFTP, the telnet is there, okay, STMP is there, SNMP is there, DNS is there, DCP is there. So these are all important protocols. Okay, now next we will study the important thing which normally comes in exam. So the difference between the OSI model and TCPIP model. Okay, so let us find the difference between TCPIP and OSI model. Okay, so let us draw one line over here and try to figure out. Okay, so first point, you can say TCP refers to transmission control protocol. TCP, I'm writing in short, transmission control protocol. Okay, and OSI refers to open system interconnection. OSI is open system interconnection. Okay, so this is the first point. Next, you can say TCP has 4 layers, whereas OSI has 7 layers. Okay, TCP/IP is more reliable. Okay, this is less reliable. Okay, TCP/IP, you can say, doesn't have very strict boundaries, has strict boundaries. Okay, so OSI has strict boundaries. TCP/IP follows, you can say, horizontal approach, follows horizontal approach, and obviously OSI will follow vertical approach. Next point, you can write that TCP/IP uses both session and presentation layer in the application layer itself. Okay, so the corresponding layers will be differentiation and presentation layer. Okay, OSI uses different session and presentation layers. So there are, next point, you can say TCP/IP developed protocol then model. Okay, but OSI first develop model, then protocol. This is one important point. Okay, and another important point is transport layer in TCPIP does not provide assurance delivery of packet, but in case of OSI model, transport layer provides assurance delivery of packets. Okay, another point is in case of TCPIP model, network layer only provides connectionless services. And in OSI model, connectionless and connection oriented both services are provided by network layer in OSI model. Okay, and one of the last point you can say that protocol cannot be replaced easily. In TCPIP model. Herein for OSI model, protocols are better covered and is easy to replace with the change in technology. So we have discussed regarding near about 10 points, 10 differences for TCP/IP, and I think it is sufficient for any 5 marks questions which normally comes in the university exams. So if you write this, hope you will get the full marks. Okay, so this is the some discussions about TCP/IP and the difference between the TCP/IP and OSI model. Both are very important, and next we will study about the difference between the TCP/IP model and UDP model. Okay, thank you.